A major contribution of biotechnology has been in the field of increasing the production of milk and milk products. This is referred to as Operation Flood or White Revolution. White Revolution is associated with the increasing the production of milk and milk products in India. And with this White Revolution, India has become the largest producer of milk in the world. So Operation Flood was launched on 13th of January 1970, and it was the world's largest dairy development program and a landmark project of India's National Dairy Development Board. So it is also referred to as NDDB, that is National Dairy Development Board of India. So it is a landmark project of NDDB. And this project transformed India from a milk deficient nation into world's largest milk producer, surpassing United States of America in 1998. So with this program, that is Operation Flood and White Revolution, India became the largest producer of milk, and it even left behind the United States of America. Now it is one of the largest producer of milk, India, and the program White Revolution that was launched, it was launched with an objective to create a nationwide milk grid. So this resulted in making India the largest producer of milk and milk products, and hence it is referred to as the White Revolution of India. Dr. Verghese Kurian is known as father of White Revolution in India. His idea, Operation Flood, is the world's largest agricultural dairy development program, and it is run under Amul brand. We all are familiar with the Amul brand, and it is based in Anand, that is Gujarat, and we all buy the various products of Amul. He put the cooperative dairy movement of Anand, Gujarat at all-time high status. He carried out various experiments using biotechnology on milk and milk products, worked on quality control, introduced newer dairy products and their preservation. So with his ideas and dedication, India has become the largest producer of milk, and various products that he developed using biotechnology are in great demand all over the world. So Verghese Kurian was born on 26th November 1921, and he died on 9th September 2012. So he is known as the father of White Revolution in India, and he was a social entrepreneur whose billion-liter idea, Operation Flood, was the world's largest agricultural dairy development program. We all are familiar with the famous Amul brand that, apart from milk, makes various other milk products like Amul cheese, Amul paneer, Amul dahi, Amul milk powder, and Amul ice creams, etc. So it's an Indian dairy cooperative society that is based in Anand in the state of Gujarat, and the full form of Amul is Anand Milk Union Limited. That is an acronym, Amul, A-M-U-L. And Amul gets its name from Amulya, which means precious or priceless in Sanskrit. So here I'm going to share with you some cartoons which are always published in the newspapers, and you are even able to see them over hoardings. The famous Amul girl is always there, and I'm going to share a few of them with you. Now these two here are tribute to Dr. Verghese Kurian, the brainchild behind the formation of Amul in India. So enjoy the cartoons. Fertilizers. We all know the uses of fertilizers. A few to mention here. They are used to provide additional nutrients to the plants. Now, soil provides the nutrients, but sometimes the soil does not have enough nutrients. So we need to provide them externally in the form of chemical fertilizers, for example, urea. So they are added to improve the yield of the crops. So the fertilizers that we add provide the soil with the additional nutrients in the form of nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, which are required for the growth of the plants. Organic fertilizers improve texture and fertility of the soil. They improve water holding capacity of soil when practiced with soil conservation methods. So we have two types of fertilizers, organic and chemical fertilizers. So organic fertilizers make use of only organic material in the form of leaves or the dung or the food waste, etc. So that material, organic material, is broken down by the microbes and it acts as a manure. So they are the ones which improve the texture and fertility of the soil. Whereas chemical fertilizers, if used in excess, they can make the soil saline and infertile. Upper layer of soil is essential in agriculture. It is formed due to humus. Now, what is humus? It's the organic component of soil formed by decomposition of leaves and other plant material by soil microbes. Nitrogen, potassium, and phosphorus are available to crops by earthworms and fungi. Soilless agriculture, called as hydroponics. So in hydroponics, you try to grow the plants without soil. Without the use of soil, you have to grow the plants. And instead of soil, we make use of coco peat, gravel, paper, water with nutrients. And hydroponics basically makes use of liquid chemical fertilizers. So this is a new technique that has been used for growing crops with the help of biotechnology, that is soilless agriculture. Excess use of fertilizers causes loss in soil fertility. So with excessive use of fertilizers, the soil becomes infertile, saline, and that soil will not give you a good yield. So we are trying to find out various alternatives for agriculture, one of them being hydroponics, that is soilless agriculture. And instead of making use of chemical fertilizers, we can make use of organic fertilizers. Insecticides. Insecticides are used to kill insects and pests that destroy the standing crops. So insecticides are used excessively irrespective of natural friends of farmers like earthworms, frogs, insectivorous birds, and plants' natural immunity against infections. So these animals are considered to be the friends of farmer because they eat away all the insects and the pests that destroy the crops. So earthworms, frogs, insectivorous birds, all are friends of farmers. And the plant has got a natural immunity against infections. Just as we have an immune system, the plants also have an immunity against various infections. But in spite of all this, the insecticides are used on a very large scale, and they can be added to the soil or they can be even sprayed. But these insecticides have got a very adverse effect. Now, what are the possible effects and on whom? Sometimes the farmers, while spraying the insecticide, do not take appropriate precautions. They do not use the protective gears while spraying. They do not take into account the direction of the wind in which it is flowing. or sometimes they happen to make use of insecticides which are banned. So all these may be very dangerous, and they may result in the death of the farmers. So it's important that the direction of wind is taken into consideration while spraying, otherwise they will inhale the insecticide. Similarly, wearing appropriate gears, protective gears is important, and knowledge about which insecticide is banned and which is not allowed is important. Now, plants also have a natural immunity of their own, so they can fight infections also. Now, the effect of insecticide is even found on other organisms, because when we eat these crops or vegetables and fruits, we might also get these insecticides. Now, after the insecticides are sprayed, the fields are watered. Now, some portion of insecticide mixes with the water, and if this water finds an outlet outside the field in some river, and this insecticide would then get mixed with the river water. So obviously this insecticide would then penetrate into the bodies of the aquatic animals, and these animals, suppose for example fish, when it is caught and sold in the market, and later on it is eaten by human beings. So this is how the insecticide finds entry into the bodies of human beings also. So these are some of the dangerous effects of insecticides. Insecticides are a type of poison which enters food web through food and water, and its biomagnification occurs. So let us try to understand how does insecticide enter the food web and biomagnification occurs in the next slide. What are the common insecticides that are used? DDT. The full form of DDT is dichloro diphenyl trichloroethane. Then we have malathion, which is another insecticide, and this one is chlorpyrifos. So these are various types of pesticides and insecticides which are commonly used, and they are sprayed in the fields and to kill the insects and the pests.